to book in the babysitters because Spank is back to play 2 nights only. Spank was an art rock band that formed in Perth in 1993 and released 2 albums and a mini album up to 2000. Then they split up and got jobs. To celebrate the 19th anniversary of the band's formation, the original lineup is converging in Freo, coming from around the country, and they're with me this morning. Sasha, Sam and Andrew, good morning to you all.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'll just get you to come in close to those mics. I'm interested, it's 19 years. What has brought in this reunion?
Actually, it was funny. It was just sort of a little unexpected string of events, and we were contacted by the organisers of Hidden Treasures, and asked whether we would be interested in reforming. And actually, hadn't seen Sam here for about 3 years, and around that same time he contacted us and came down to Melbourne, and we caught up, and then it just sort of...
It just sort of happened?
Yeah, it just sort of happened. We thought, well, you know, actually that sounds like a really good idea.
Really fun thing to do.
Love to get back together and play some of these great tunes again.
Yeah, why not? Now, kicking around in 1993, as I mentioned, then you got jobs. How's that working out? Are you happy with that decision, or you missed the Perth music scene?
Perth music scene was great for us. We had a great time, played with some great bands, and Sasha and I are still playing music in Melbourne.
Right.
I guess you don't stop playing music just because you get jobs. But it was, I guess we all moved away for careers, really, more than anything. Like Sam's in the film business. I'm in the entertainment business now, and so that's really the main reason why we moved. And we'd given it a red hot go in Perth. We'd put out 3 records and been to Europe twice. We had a really good time. I guess it was just time to sort of look to do other things.
And so you mentioned that you were involved in bands. So currently in Melbourne, what are those names that we should look out for?
Angie and I have been doing the Voodoo Economic for a few years now over in Melbourne. And sort of previous to that, we did other Perth projects as well. Andrew used to play in Pete Stone and the Assistants, and I've put One Horse Town together. So yeah, other things have come out of, I guess, Spank.
Yeah. And Sam, you're still here in Perth, though?
No, I live in Sydney.
You're in Sydney. Well, I'm interested. I mean, the music scene in Perth in the 90s, I remember quite vividly, and it's always been great here in Perth, I reckon. Are there any comparisons you can draw between Sydney and Melbourne and the Perth scene back in the 90s, or is this constantly evolving? And
Look, for us, well, for me, Perth at that time had a particular energy, you know. There was a kind of an amazing indie thing happening. 95, 96, those just were really amazing times for us. And, I mean, I suppose every generation thinks the same way about their scene, but I think there was something a little bit potent about the scene in Perth then, with, Cinema Prague and Lamia and Circus and Minutes. I mean, there's so many amazing bands that were playing at that time.
I think, too, one thing about the Perth scene is that there's a really strong sense of community. People get together, support each other. Bands are quite mutually supportive of one another. When you tend to go to a bigger city, everything is more spread out. And I think it's actually harder to build that. So when you go away from it and you come back, you can really appreciate, what it is here.
I think that strength still prevails
in
Perth. I think that
so.
Sort of music community in Perth is, as Sam said, it's still very potent.
Yeah, it is.
It is interesting. I mean, with the advent of the internet, you'd expect something like that to just disappear. I mean, you can collaborate with anyone in the world now, but that Perth music scene, there's still that heavy collaboration between each other, just because I guess it's a small town, it's
You've got to make your own fun in small towns.
But you also, musicians hang out, so you hang out with people who are in the same suburbs. So.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some fantastic bands coming out of Perth, amazing bands. Sugar Army are great, Heavy Maze, wonderful.
Yeah.
Trophy Wives, we're looking forward to playing with them tonight.
Yeah.
Dana's been reading a lot about them. I'm really looking forward to seeing them.
So living over east, do you still find it pretty easy to keep up with the Perth music scene?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of exposure over there to what's coming out in Perth?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I'm involved in the music business over there anyway, I see a lot of the Perth bands coming over there and doing deals and that kind of thing. I mean, the interest in Perth bands is as strong as it's ever been. I mean, when we were around in the 90s, when Ammonia got played on the radio on Triple J for the first time, it was such a huge deal, and everybody was really excited for the band. And then, you know, and then bands like Essumajo came out of that.
And Jebediah was obviously a massive thing. From
yeah.
That period.
So I guess they were the bands who really got things going, and I think having a national broadcaster also gave Perth much more of a voice.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys have brought in a couple of acoustics. You're going to do a song for us this morning before you gig tonight?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll do a song called Burn and Rise, which is on our album Electric Mistress.
Fantastic. On RTR FM 92.1, the Sound Alternative. This is Spank. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is Spank live and acoustic on RTR FM 92.1, the Sound Alternative.